So we can now use Codex inside of Claude Code. OpenAI has made it so the #1 competitor to Opus 4.6 is now something you can use inside of the Anthropic ecosystem. And this is great news for all Claude Code enjoyers, especially if you're someone who has been struggling with usage rates, because frankly, Codex gives you a way better bang for your buck in terms of dollar to credits / tokens. And so in this video, I'm going to show you how to set it up, and we're going to go through what Codex can actually do with the Claude Code harness on top of it. And more importantly, what we can do using Claude Code with Opus 4.6 and Codex together, right? How can we play these two models off one another to get a sum that is greater than their parts? Now, before we do the install, let's do a quick overview of what the Claude Code plugin brings us, because there's a few things. Now, the two most important things I would argue are the code reviews, right? The ability to essentially have it take a look at something Opus has written. And that goes in 2 stages. First of all, we have the standard Codex review, which is just, kind of a neutral review. It's taking a look, it's just read only. The second one is adversarial review, which I love. So this is essentially telling Codex like, hey, take a look at what Opus have built or what any coding agent has built, but have a very discerning eye, like kind of assume they screwed up and figure out what we can do to make it better. So this is an awesome way to really improve our outputs, because one of the issues with Opus and really a lot of AI models in general is they tend to do a bad job of evaluating their own code. This is something Anthropic talked about in their engineering blog that got released last week. So something like adversarial review, perfect, love this. Other than that, we can also use Codex Rescue, which allows us to have Codex create something all on its own, just like you would do with Opus inside of Claude Code. And then beyond that, it's just kind of like some status stuff, like, taking a look at where it is in its particular job. So let's dive into this and take a look at the install. Now, to install this is pretty simple. You're just going to run this command to add it to the marketplace, and I'll have all these commands down in the description. And then you're going to run this plugin command to install it, codex at openai-codex. As usual, we'll ask where you want to install it. I'm going to do user scope, and then we just need to reload the plugins to get it up and working. And then lastly, we want to run codex : setup. In case you didn't realize, there's also a GitHub repo for this, which also goes over all of the install commands. So I'll link that in the description as well. And the usage rates are tied to your ChatGPT account, even if you're on the free account, apparently. So just understand it's going to be pulling from your Codex usage. It's going to ask if you want to install Codex. Yes. For that, you log in, and that will send you to the browser where it runs you through the authentication process. Now, there's really 2 obvious use cases for this Codex tool inside of Claude Code. The first one is dealing with the usage limits inside of Claude Code normally. If you're on the Pro plan with Anthropic or the 5x Max, you can hit those limits very quickly, especially with some of the CLI bugs we've been seeing in the last week. If that's the case, what you might want to do is use Opus 4.6 to plan and Codex to execute. And to do that, again, very simple. You're just going to do Codex Rescue, and then from there, you're going to give it the prompt. And you can also specify a whole bunch of things, like you see all the flags here, including the effort level and all that. And remember, Codex, the model is very solid. And again, the usage isn't even close to what Anthropic charges. But I think the more interesting use case is what I talked about earlier, and that's the adversarial review. So let's put that to the test. So I'm going to have it take a look at my Twitter engagement / research bot. This is the web app I had Claude Code build. Essentially what it does is it scans tweets in the AI space for every 30 to 45 minutes. It has a quality filter. It has scoring signals based on a number of different parameters. It's connected to Supabase to make sure the tweets don't get repeated. It has a scoring system and integrates softmax picks. Everything gets pushed to Telegram, and I also have AI built in there to help with responses. So there's a fair amount going on, and then on top of that, it also tracks all of my responses, so we can kind of have a feedback loop. So this is a relatively, it's not super complicated, but this isn't like a landing page we're having it look at. So we're going to see what Codex comes back with when we do an adversarial review on the code for this, right? So let's see how it does. So we'll keep it pretty open to interpretation. So we're telling Codex, take a look at the code base and let me know what you think. And the first thing it does is it tells us, hey, we're going to estimate the review size to determine the best mode. And then from there, it says, hey, do you want to run it in the background or do you just want to wait for the results? So we're just going to wait for the results. And it's telling us review scope includes the full code base plus 9 working tree changes, 1 modified file, 8 untracked files. So it knows there's a lot it needs to take a look at. And while that's working, let's talk about how adversarial review is actually working. So we just kind of saw the first 4 parts, right? It parsed the arguments. We didn't pass any flags, so it's just going off its default settings. And then it estimated the review size, resolved the target, and collected some context. That was all that text about, hey, we have these untracked changes, and this is going to take a while. Now, after those first 4 steps, it's then going to build the adversarial prompt. And there's 7 attack surfaces it's going to pay special attention to. That's authentication, data loss, rollbacks, race conditions, degraded dependencies, version skew, and observability gaps, right? So like 7 things that are somewhat under the surface that could really screw us if we try to push this to production and we don't have a handle on. From there, it's going to send all that information back to the OpenAI server so Codex can take a look at it. And then it will give us our structured JSON output. And we should expect it to look something like this, right? And it will give us some sort of severity of its findings, right? Versus critical, high, medium, and low, as well as recommendations and next steps. But all you have to do is sit there inside of Claude Code and wait for the response. So Codex came back with 4 issues with our code base, and all of them had a severity of high. And I pasted this over to Excalibur, so it's a little easier for us to go through it. So for each one of these, it gives us the severity, the area, the actual issue, the files, as well as the actual lines of code we need to take a look at. And then importantly, like what's the actual impact here, as well as the fix. So number 1, it's saying we had an issue with our dead up logic. Number 2 was how we were dealing with Telegram polling. 3rd was our schema drift. And then lastly was our actual dashboard build. So this is actually relatively important stuff. And luckily it doesn't look like the fixes would be too difficult to implement. But what I'm interested in is, okay, this is what Codex gave us. What would Claude give us if we asked for a similar, sort of adversarial review on its own code base? Because I think that would be kind of enlightening to see them head to head and like what Codex really does differently than the other. Because for all we know, they're exactly the same, and this whole video was pointless. So I'm now having Opus run the same sort of adversarial code review. I had Codex come up with a particular prompt. So essentially it's just saying, hey, I want you to challenge the implementation and the design choices. Here's some things I want you to evaluate. And then here's the sort of output format. So let's see what it comes back with. And so here's the results broken down. So first of all, they did have one shared finding. So they both agreed that the Telegram issue was a problem. So this was the one issue that they both found and that they said was either high or critical. Codex said it was just high, and then Opus said it was critical. Now, Opus itself found 7 other additional issues ranked high or critical that Codex didn't. Now, we're not saying that just by virtue of saying there's more issues that Opus was necessarily better than Codex, just pointing out it found 7 things we might want to look at that Codex didn't. And then obviously on the flip side, we found 3 issues with Codex that Opus missed. So what does this mean if we kind of look at this in totality? Does this mean Opus is better than Codex because it found more? Or that Codex is better than Opus because it narrowed down on 4 and didn't take us onto a weird path? I think what you draw from this is kind of whatever you want to draw from this. And that probably is that there is kind of value of having these 2 systems look at it, right? It's a second pair of eyes versus having Opus grade Opus all the time. There is some sort of fundamental flaw, I think, with having the same AI system do the planning, the generating, and the evaluating. And if we're able to very easily bring in Codex, especially at its price point, to even just do things like this, like an adversarial review, again, that's like one of the great AI coding, like on the margin plays, which again is like, why not? If you're already paying for ChatGPT, if you're already paying the $20 a month, and I can now bring in this and kind of have Codex just take a look at anything this simply, like, what's the downside to this, really? I mean, I don't think in a quick test like this, we're going to have any definitive answer like, oh, Codex is better versus Opus. And I think that whole conversation sort of misses the point. This is just like one more tool in our toolbox, and now we can use it. So I think this is great. Now we can get way more specific with adversarial review as well, because our prompt was pretty just like open and out there, and it was able to interpret it in a lot of different ways. But just based off of the GitHub examples, right, you can get pretty specific about what you want Codex to look at. So overall, I think this is a great addition to the Claude Code ecosystem. The more tools, the better, especially if you're someone who either A, is already paying for ChatGPT, or B, is like on the Anthropic Pro plan, and then maybe you are paying for ChatGPT. $100 a month might be a little much. $200 might certainly be too much. Like, this almost gives us like this middle ground between the $20 sub and the $100 sub, because Codex really is a great value play. So definitely check it out. Super easy setup. Let me know what you thought. And as always, I'll see you around.